Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Pisces. And our card tonight is the Eight of Wands. And this is a card from Tarot of the Abyss deck. And let's take a look at what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out, and it is free to subscribe. This one. Now, in my head, I'm imagining, maybe I'm off. I have to look at the pictures. But it reminds me of that book, Strega Nona, which is that kind of akin to a witch. But it's the Italian kind of grandma witch figure, and the series of books are so cute. But I see this kind of very happy grandma figure here, and it immediately just makes me think of somebody who loves to cook for the family, loves to take care of the family, is kind of very proud of being the matriarch, somebody who, kind of takes everybody in and feeds them well and, kind of dotes over them and this very joyous and laughing and somebody who saw a lot of hardship in their life. And you look at them and you think, like, if I lived through the things that they lived through, I absolutely would not have, made it this far, for one. But two, I would not be somebody who could find the joy in things, I would be living in this maybe state of grief forever. And hi, TT. You want to come see me? Come here. Oh, you huff me. Come on, silly. Come on. Oh, hello, girl. My lovely. So, yes, somebody who kind of always kept their ability to enjoy, to find a reason to laugh, find a reason to sing, find a reason to dance around the house and go out there into the sun and have a nice cool cup of lemonade and look over their little kingdom and the kids running around and just a very I call it a little life, but really I think and it's not a bad thing. A little life is a blessing. I strive myself for a little life constantly, keeping it smaller and smaller. But I think this little life made to perfection. And the perfection is that even when there are troubles, even when the ordeals come knocking at the door, even when it seems like nothing will ever get better, there's always a reason to get up. There's always a reason to, find some little thing, some little ray of sunshine. And I think that this is a person that, from a young age, I believe that you grew up around them probably. They're very prominent here. And it's in this emotional place on the incline of the bowl here. So I do believe this is somebody who had a profound effect on how you became who you are. Your own ability to find reasons to be thankful, to find the little moments of happiness and ease in your life. And, and I think that this person raised the whole family of, people who like to laugh together, who like to be together, who like to share meals together, who, even when you have your little conflicts and disagreements and arguments and things, you find a way to kind of come right back together, and everything is forgiven. And that is a rarity, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think it's very much part of the legacy of this elder, of this ancestor, and something very profound and beautiful. Okay, now let's take a look. We have what looks like, oh, the cat's here. They're getting their zoomies. It's almost bedtime. Okay, so we have a person riding a horse here. Okay, and you can see the horse, here's the head, galloping, really. And we have a person sitting here, and I think this has a lot to do with this Eight of Wands energy. There's a swiftness to it all, and moving quickly. Now, I also see we have flowers, and we have another person over here who is kind of standing and pointing this way. And then we have a person who is enthroned. We also have the peacock. And so here we have Juno or Hera, right? The goddess. And this is a mother goddess, a fertility goddess. This is a goddess of kind of beautiful things. This is, if you could think of a goddess as being a queen, being this very kind of regal and beautiful and commanding and very loving, but also quite stern, complete in their wishes. This is that energy. And so, I kind of feel that there's a sense of love, of devotion, of kind of spanning many years. This constantly falling back in love with one another. And this could be with self, right? Different aspects of self. But I do think that there is this side that is quite passionate, right? Quite moved to grand gestures of the beloved. And then there's this other side that is kind of shows love and devotion through consistency and stability and really kind of keeping things together. And these two parts, when they are merged, there is quite a balance of the elements here. I almost kind of envision the Four of Wands, or not wands, I'm sorry, the Four of Discs. The home is firm. There is a foundation there, and everything is so fortified. It is in a perfect alignment. And so, I think that this is really emphasized because there is really this sense of feeling quite lucky. I think there's been a time where you have gone out into the world some, maybe you have like a new friends group, or you've joined some kind of new social club or church or situation where you are among people who you maybe have not known before, and you're kind of seeing the dynamics of others. And though I'm not saying that you are comparing yourself or judging other people, I think that you are reminded how unique your circumstances are. And if this is that you are in kind of this beautiful marriage that, is realistic, it has its ebb, the ebb and flow. It is not always, love there's always love, but it's not always like super romantic and chocolates and flowers and sensual dates and these kinds of things. Sometimes things are hard. Sometimes there's like big family dramas happening, or illnesses and huge life changes, and you have to be partners, and you're tired, and it feels like more of a partnership than anything else, but there's still the love there, right? And you grow back together. Okay, as things ease and you have more emotional bandwidth to be close and back to dating again, kind of courting each other. Now, this could be that. Now, this other side of it could be that this is really your relationship with yourself. And being very kind of self-aware, being self-embodied, self-empowered. You are not afraid to shift through the different aspects of your being. Those archetypes are activated, and you have almost kind of a magical presence. People are really kind of taken by you. They're very charming, and the way that you communicate is somewhat enchanting. And I think that some people just don't know how to take you, really. You maybe even have like a quality that seems a little bit otherworldly. And coming into this environment, you maybe feel a bit alien to it all. It maybe feels a little bit like I wasn't really prepared with the culture of all of this. It just seems quite different. And maybe not in a bad way, but the way that you live your life, I think there's not a lot of limitation to exploring self. And, really kind of going after the things that are of interest to you. And when you feel so impassioned to try something new, you do, and you know what you love, you know what you like, and that there are so many more things out there to love and enjoy and get good at. And so I think, sometimes we come into these places where we meet people who they just don't really have a lot going on, for one reason or another. And it can feel, I don't know. I think this is where I measure things so differently with other people for myself. Not a lot else besides, right? When I meet people who just they don't like a lot of stuff, there's not really, they don't have like hyper fixations or super interests or whatever. I'm really surprised. I'm like thinking, what do you do? What do you do with your time? It's not a judgment. I'm just surprised by it, So I think it's similar to that. You just kind of feel maybe a little bit different than those around you. But I do think that, that's not an abnormal thing for you. I think that this is something that has gone on throughout your life, right? And And more often than not, you come into situations and you are kind of the really unique person. And either people are really drawn to that or they just don't know how to deal with you. And they maybe kind of avoid you a little bit. But I don't think that really upsets you so much. I think you like to just kind of be where you're at and do your thing. And I'm almost imagining in like school, it wasn't your favorite place all the time, but I think you showed up and you did your work and you had some friends and maybe you were in some clubs and you had a good time and maybe you weren't like the most popular person in the world, but you did well and even if people didn't really understand you or you were kind of a bit of a, social outcast in some ways, it still was pleasant. It wasn't a terrible experience for you. And maybe you even kind of thrive off of being a unique individual, right? And so, I think that this is something that it makes sense. It makes sense to me. And I feel like with the flowers, there's a sense of this deep admiration. Admiration, but adoration as well. That's what I was going to say. Adoration. And gosh, isn't that beautiful when you can kind of court yourself, fall in love with yourself? You read a lot about these kinds of things, like you have to love yourself before you love anybody else. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean, to some degree, I think. But I often daydream of, like, what would it feel like if we could come to a place where we weren't always trying to change so many things about ourselves. If you could just stop and be like, okay, maybe I want to try to upkeep my health, right? My ability to do things and maybe kind of move around and have, some agility and endurance and this kind of thing. But what if you weren't always so worried about, I need to gain some weight, I need to lose some weight, the way that my body looks, am I aging too noticeably? My clothes, are they nice enough? Are they not? Am I making enough money? What are the, whatever I should be, more accomplished by now. I should have been more places. I should have loved more or not as much. Maybe some of the people that I chose to spend my years with, I wish I didn't, or, whatever. Just so many things every day that we're thinking, wow, I wish I could change this. Maybe there's a way to fix it, alter it a little bit. Whatever it is. And I just can't even imagine. I try to dream of what would it be like if we were just fully at peace with ourselves. Even if it wasn't like lasting, it kind of came and went, but just to be in that place. I don't know, but I want to know, and I hope that I do. I'm hoping that with age, it continues, because it's more and more, it feels like every year for me. But yes, I look at this and that's what I'm thinking. Like, there's a sense of a love letter to yourself, and maybe you have some of the same wants, to finally just get to a place where it's like, can I just be okay with the circumstances of now? Can I not only just be okay with it, can I embrace them? Can I love these aspects of self, these aspects of my life? When is enough, or whatever, and I don't know. I mean, in a very real way, I don't know. But I think it is worth pursuing, So I look at this and I think this is the vibes that it brings up for me. And I think that you must have similar thoughts, and I think for me, having a daughter, a young daughter, I look at her, I think she's perfect. We all think our kids are perfect, don't we? I can't imagine the day that she will start doubting herself, and that breaks my heart thinking about it, because she's so wonderful. And then you think about yourself. You think about, how long have I been lamenting parts of myself? How long have I been feeling guilty about who I am, shameful about things that are different from others, and it starts so young. Early in grade school, you become quite aware of these things. And to be able to have some kind of reprieve from that, what would that be like? What would that be like? So anyways, I think that this is something that maybe will resonate with you. Now, this one's funny to me because we have also this turtle, and its head is up, and it looks like it's kind of screaming at the sky there. And it does. I feel like there's a sense of like, slow it down. Slow down. This is a time to be aware of your surroundings, to embrace the flowers. Oops, Daisy, I just touched the thing. But the flowers, like right there, right here, a little flower kind of growing right here. Just to slow down and embrace them. Now we also have a 2, 2, 2. So 222. I don't think my sister will mind me saying this, but today she sent me a picture seeing 333. It's like, yes. It's the most blessed day. Okay, let's see. I keep seeing wishbones. 1, 2, 3. Here's the part of the night where TT says, "Oh, you're so interesting, Mom. I'm just gonna come over here and snore." I'm glad she's comfortable. So we have 1. Where did they go? 1, 2. I got lost. I saw 3. There's at least 3. 4. There's a 4th one. Where's the other one? So 4 wishes for you, it seems. But be wise how you spend your wishes. I think that there will be, some advancement here. And I'm looking at it, and it almost feels like within your relationships, I feel a richness there. I'm seeing this person who is kind of dancing right here. And then we have another person who's walking. I feel like this is like a friendship or some kind of relationship, a family member that it just feels like this is my luck. This is my jackpot here. That this most extraordinary relationship that you have, it doesn't even feel just like a regular earthly bond that you have. This is somebody who you've traveled the cosmos with. You have incarnated together more than once. And I feel like there's just a sense of wishing to be together forever. And maybe this is your child, maybe this is your beloved, your spouse, your best friend, your mother, your, sibling, whoever. But I think that there's this real sense of you really kind of being opposites, but balancing each other out as well. And I think that, within your family, as we talked about, there's this like very strong matriarch, either present or from the past. And I do think that there really is this just lasting rippling effect through your life. The energy you put out is just, it comes right back into your orbit. You really attract other souls of very like energy. And okay, I had a little coughing fit there. Hopefully it'll be edited out. Make sure to remember to do that. So you attract like energy, okay? And it really does show up in your life, especially in those most important people. And there's just such emotion to things. I'm just thinking of how you relate to people, and it feels like everybody's kind of swaying and dancing, and there's just such chemistry with those most important people. And it is such it seems like quite a beautiful existence. Now we have a 17 up here, and then it changed kind of to a 27. So I'm going to go 17 and 27. Don't put your tail on there, please. Little mama. Okay, and then we have somebody who is in church, and it looks like they're praying. So I do feel like your prayers are needed for somebody who is important to you, somebody who is maybe within your private life that is going through something really big. And I do think that you have been thinking of them. You maybe have already been praying for them. But I do think that they need your assistance and your prayers. I think, I really do believe so deeply in the power of prayer. I really feel like as a collective, we can change kind of the atmosphere of our shared existence and help one another. I know people I see a lot of stuff that's like pretty cynical about these ideas, and I understand that I can be pretty cynical about life as well, but this is one thing you cannot change my mind. I feel like we really do, the language we use, the words we use is what I should say. The words, the things that we think about, it changes our realities. Okay, and we fully can affect others. Now, it maybe isn't like, you're out here doing miracles all the time, but you do assist others in sharing your energies for sure. So that seems important. Now, I have a sleeping baby over here, a little TT, so I'm not going to pick up the card box, but we have the Dreamer's deck, 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams. And I'm just going to stop where it feels right. And it says, I know that money flows to me freely when I pursue my passions. I am abundant. I am abundant. I love you, but why are you always trying to punk me? And you just huffed me again. You want to lay on me, you want to be petted, but you also want to bite me. You silly. Well, Pisces, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for being patient. Both Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband, Paul, over there, we appreciate you. He's an amazing tarot reader. If you haven't looked at his channel, watched his readings, definitely do yourself a favor. Go check him out. But we've been sick the last couple of days, and surprise, surprise. And so, thank you for being patient with us. We always kind of work through, our ailments, for better or worse, but, I know it doesn't sound the best, but I'm trying. And it's not that bad. It's really just that my ear is all plugged up now and I have a bit of a cough left over. But, on the mend quickly. And I'm following all of the things that people are recommending. And I learned a lot this last time, a couple months ago, when we had the unnameable thing. I won't say the name, but that thing that we've all been trying to avoid for a few years now. Had it pretty bad this early part of the year, and so many people recommended a lot of different home remedies and medicines and things, and I have kept an ongoing list of things to try, and they absolutely have helped so much. So thank you to everybody who has recommended. And if you have any sure-proof way to get your ear unplugged quickly, let me know. All right. Again, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a couple days from now. Good night. Good night. Good night.